Good afternoon to one and all. Thank you so very much for joining me today on Viewpoint. Wonderful here with you. And today being Wednesday, just a quick reminder that I'm back this afternoon at 5. So I would like you to make plans to join me then. It's drive time. So whether you will be coming from work or heading out to work, you can be with me until the 6 o'clock hour. And I'll be having an interesting conversation with my guest who is invited to be with me this afternoon at 5 o'clock. Having gotten that out of the way, I want to thank those of you who are following the live stream and often remind me that you're there. Our good buddy there in Texas, and I have to single him out because he always let me know that he's listening to me live. But often, I'm streaming on Facebook as well, and the phone that I use for Facebook is mostly the one that is connected to everyone. But in any which way you're with us, we want to thank you for joining us and for letting us be a part of your lunchtime. All right. With that said, let me get to the matter that is before us. And I know many of you have itching ears for other topics, but today I just want to let you know that our community is made up of so many different social fabrics that shouldn't be left out of our complete development. And there are those who are playing a role in every aspect of it. And that too forms part of the important information that you need to absorb and just get into because it can be helpful. I'm here with Peter Sagnia, who is my guest today. He is, I don't know if you have been moving around the island, sure you have, and have noticed a billboard that says The Wonderful Counselor Part 2. Well, what that is all about? How does that fit into my life and my day-to-day operation here on St.Maarten? Well, I'm going to have a conversation with the good gentleman today who is here with me, and I just want to warmly invite you to just sit down and be comfortable. Let's have a conversation about the Wonderful Counselor.
Yes, sir.
Part 2. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, Dr. Moore. Thank you so much.
My name is Wendell Moore.
Mr.
Peter.
Moore. Thank you.
That's good enough.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't try to make me feel any way by calling me doctor. Anyhow.
Thank you so
good.
much, Mr. Moore. Mr. Moore, and good afternoon, St. Maarten. It's wonderful to be here.
First of all, I think you want to thank
Yes.
St. Maarten. Let's get that out of the way first.
Yeah. Well, I just want to, give a heartfelt thank you to the community of St. Maarten on behalf of myself and the entire cast and crew of The Wonderful Counselor, Part 1 and 2, for the tremendous support that we have received. They came out, Mr. Moore. They came out in numbers, and like last year, this year was phenomenal. They came and showed their support, and we're just grateful. We just wanted to return.
How that make you feel, though, to know that, and I'm sure you may have seen faces a second time.
You mean go back
to
twice?
see this?
Oh yeah, there were 2-3 times actually. They came. A couple of people came to the film. So, well, first of all, Wonderful Counselor 2 is a movie that we filmed on St. Maarten and stars Edsel Monzon and Janice Diaz, and also Rita Gums, who most of the community will know. Yeah. And Clarice Glasgow. It was all local, 100% local St. Maarten film. Yeah, that we did.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now that you've gotten that out of the way, let's get into the meat.
Yes.
Of why Wonderful Counselor, and when you talk about counselor, I'm thinking somebody who can give me wise counsel about something.
Yes, sir.
So, what was the nugget in that message?
So,
the
Wonderful Counselor is a project about a therapist who treats patients in the island who have mental issues or just mental counseling in general. But the unique thing about him is he comes from a conservative Christian approach. He approaches it that way. Hence, his name is called The Wonderful Counselor, who we know, those of you that are believers know that Jesus is the Wonderful Counselor. But he runs a mental therapy, not company, what do you call that? office, a counseling office. And he serves the community by giving them counsel. But he himself, obviously, is a human being.
Yes.
So he's got his own issues that he's got to deal with. It's a movie, it's a narrative film, so you got to have drama and so forth.
You said part 2. So
Yeah.
what was part 1 about?
Part 1 was the prequel to part 2, of course, which is it's Dr. Michael Wonder, who's played by our lead character Edsel Monzon. So he runs a therapy office, and he treats people. He does marriage counseling. He treats a young person who's getting ready to go to college, who's doesn't know what to do with their life. So he's trying to guide them through that. All in all, while he's helping all these people, he's like I said, he's having issues in his own marriage, and he has to navigate that as well as trying to help other people, and that can also, anybody who serves people. In a professional capacity, we're all human beings, so we all deal with our own issues, but you still have to have that professionalism to still do your job. You know what I mean? Like whether you feel like it or don't. So we're brought into his life as a therapist and wonder how he navigates that, dealing with his own marital issues.
Quite
You know what I
interesting.
mean? Yeah.
Because if you are in some kind of dispute yourself, and then you're handling somebody else's dispute,
Right.
how do you...
Can you separate your emotions and still do what you got to do? But then in a
Effectively.
therapy, that's hard to do because when you're dealing with counseling, emotions are involved there. I would imagine. Do you know what I mean? You're dealing with, somebody going through whatever they're dealing with, mental depression, all kind of stuff like that. And you have to be able to address it and also provide solutions in some kind of way.
And at the same time, you have to find resolve for your own
For
issues.
your own, your own stuff,
You mean that was so much to the point where you had to do part 2?
Yeah, well, those that know me or the work that I've done, because I've done stage plays as well as film before moving into film, I always kind of leave a little dangling cliffhanger thing, like a little teaser thing. So it's like, oh, we want to know what's next. So that's what we did in part 1, and hence, I think the support for part 2 was great, and there may be a little dangling at the end of part 2 as well, but I'll leave that for the viewer to see.
Are you holding back that there can very well be a part 3? All right, let's talk about some of the issues, because the awareness itself, and I'm trying to use this to find a proper takeaway that people could really benefit from.
Right.
After watching the movie as such.
Yeah, sure.
Because a lot of us have mental issues of sorts.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I shouldn't say a lot of us. I should say all of us.
All of us. Yeah, in some kind of way.
And you have written this story where there was somebody who is providing counseling to address those issues.
Yeah.
Which tells us all that that's one way of addressing our concerns when we are suffering with mental issues of some kind.
The interesting thing, Wendell, is film is a medium, just like radio and books or whatever not, is a means. I don't know if the word escape is. I don't know if that's the right word I want to use, but it's a, whether you're watching a show on Netflix or whatever not, it's you and that TV or you and that show, and
the concept is narrated for you.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
So you can see yourself
in it.
in that, in the character or in the person getting treated. And that in itself is a form of getting at least the dialogue started. Because what happens is, even after the film, we have so many people come up to us, the actors, and say, wow. Like there was one lawyer lady who came up, saw the movie, and she said, because we were filming like the reviews, like how did you feel about the movie? She just shook her head, this is real. This is really real. Yeah. And this is a big time lawyer, right? You know what I mean? And a lot of people were saying they found themselves, even from a marital perspective, because, we try to keep it as real as possible. One of the things as well, Wendell, I wanted to share in our films is, it's family friendly. So I don't, use bad language and inappropriate scenes. Not that those things are not, that people don't, I'm not saying people don't cuss. People cuss and people obviously have relationships, but we want the whole family to be able to be free and comfortable when they come in to watch a film. And when I say comfortable, not listen to cussing and not listen to inappropriate scenes. You can tell your story without that.
That is so true. Yeah. Or language don't necessarily have to be derogatory.
No, it doesn't have
to get it across.
No.
But the bad news here that the showing of the movies ended.
For now, yeah, we were ran for 4 weekends. We premiered on May 17th, which was wonderful. We had dignitaries, Prime Minister, and Minister Sarah Westcott, all the others that came out and supported it. So we ran every weekend up until last week Sunday. So last Sunday was the last
showing.
for now.
Yeah. For now,
yeah.
So what are some of the possibilities?
So the possibilities are, like, for example, if you have an organization or a company and you want your staff to be treated, then you just call us, let us know, and we'll talk to Caribbean Cinemas, and they'll set it up where we can have another couple of screenings or so. They've been very gracious because we partnered with them, and they put it on for the 4 weekends, which it's not easy to get a movie played in the movie theater, especially as a local.
Do you plan to take this movie elsewhere?
Yeah, so we actually played the movie 2 weeks ago in the U.S. Virgin Islands, Curacao.
How was that though?
St. Kitts, and you mean how was the turnout?
Yeah.
So St. Croix turned out because we used to live there for a few years, so we had a relationship with the people. The idea actually for the other islands was just to introduce ourselves. So I wasn't expecting the amount of turnout that we had here over there, but it was good for a first time. So Curacao, St. Kitts, and U.S. Virgin Islands were the places.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I just wanted to have this conversation with you because I saw the billboard.
Right.
And I was slow in looking at the pointers to establish communication. So at least I would have loved to have you in to give my listeners an opportunity to see it.
Yeah, that would have been great.
But I'm still happy that I can talk to you about it because it is so real that often people have issues that they often either brush it aside or seek counseling, and that's the kind of awareness that came out of this movie for sure, that you can get those issues addressed.
Absolutely. And just going back to last year for the first one, which I was mentioning to you, that we had partnered with the Mental Health Foundation because I think they saw the importance of, because I've done some work with the Mental Health Foundation years ago, and one of the biggest things they said was the taboo behind mental health. There's a big taboo in our Caribbean culture, in the islands, and people of our skin color, so to speak. We like to just keep it within. We like to hold it and bottle it. I mean, myself, there was a time when I had been going through like mild depression. Didn't understand what it was. Why I felt down. You'd have a successful whatever you think you're doing, and it's a success, and then a couple of days later you feel down, and it's like, what is this? And it was mild depression that was encountering, even as a believer, even as somebody who has the joy of the Lord or whatever. Not these are real emotions, but can you fight it yourself? Yes, but it's harder. I think we are talking to your young apprentice there, and we were talking about AI and how I don't like AI voiceovers because we're designed to interact as humans. We're we gotta have that human touch. Do you know what I mean? If I'm listening to music, I'm an old school, from musician. I like to hear live musicians playing as opposed to computerized stuff because there's something that's coming out of the spirit of the person, the emotions of the person that makes you connect. Oh, that sounds beautiful. Can I just take this a little bit? Sure.
Somewhere else?
Sure.
Because what you're saying means a lot to a lot of people.
Yeah.
There are those people who are so dependent already on AI
that
they feel without it, they can't go any place.
Yeah.
But even reading the Bible, I like the idea of flipping my pages.
You like pages? Yeah.
Rather than even looking at it
on the screen
electronically.
Right.
It's very different.
Yeah, it is a different.
And that's just me.
Right.
And I don't have to be right.
No.
But that means a lot to some people rather than have it narrated to them.
Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah. Let's talk about the spiritual aspect of it too, because that too can be a position that some people find themselves in without realizing what is really happening.
Yeah.
And that too can be a channel or a conduit towards some people having certain type of mental issues without realizing, hey, you're spirit as much as you are flesh.
Yes.
So from the spiritual perspective, which you see comes out a lot in display, why that is so important?
Well, that's a great question, and I'm trying to just compartmentalize it. First of all, I'm a believer in the gospel of, I'm a Christian, right? And that is of value to me. That's one of the most important things in my life personally. I understand that's not for everybody, right? That's not the case for everybody. But my responsibility is also to share my faith in a palatable way, not to force it down your throat, not to make you feel uncomfortable in a certain way, but just to share that. And so the idea of the wonderful counselor and having a therapist, because we could have just had a therapist that just did it the secular way and dealt with it secularly. And
for the sake of acting.
For the sake of acting.
Yes.
And that would have been fine. But there's hundreds of films that do that. There's thousands, there's TV shows that do it that way. And they're great because I watch them as well. But from the other side of the spiritual aspect, I've not seen that done. So, I believe God gave me something to do something a little differently and to bring it across a little differently. The one thing I have to say, Wendell, is that 70 to 80% of the audience that came to the film or comes to the film are not even necessarily
Christians.
Believers or Christians. Yeah. And that's just, again, the power of the medium film. It's, and like I said, it's not a Christian film, quote unquote. It's a film that has Christian themes in it. And will, whether it's subtly or in your face, those themes are presented, not in a forceful way, but just to present to you, and hopefully it blesses or ministers in a way,
Well, if you are the writer of the play...
I'm not the writer. I'm the producer, but we had a writer whose name is Diane Delahaye.
Okay, yeah. But the whole point is your involvement is only going to be the vehicle of the type of values that you stand for.
Yeah, absolutely.
That would lend itself
absolutely
to those persons who may have gone for just entertainment.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
because who you are is going to come out of you.
Yeah.
It's like I said, if cussing is a part of you, it's going to come out somewhere. Do you know what I mean? Who you are is going to present itself. You can only hide it for so long, whatever not. So, like I said, that's just, I've learned to love who I am, who God's made me, and whatever the gift He's given me, I'm just willing to share it the way He wants it shared.
But, the title, Wonderful Counselor, counseling should be very much a part of our social fabric when it comes to addressing not only mental health, but other issues as well.
Yeah.
Provide guidance.
Yes, sir.
And it helps you to organize things that you might be unaware of.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, what comes to mind is a Proverbs, in the multitude of counsel, purposes are established. So whatever you want to do in life, whether you're young or old, or you want to go into a business venture, I always, and I talk to my wife about this, I like to get advice from different ones. Hey, listen, I'm thinking about doing this. What do you think about that? What do you think? How do you think I should handle it? Because I only see a certain way, but other people with wisdom and their experience can guide me and into where I need to be for anything to be successful. That's my.
Since we are in an awkward position at this time,
right?
Because the film is not available at this moment.
Yeah.
While I go to the break, can you share what are some of the possibilities in terms of the likelihood of being able to see it somewhere down the road?
Yeah.
And the other film, which is the first one, how people can, is there possible online?
You want to do that before the break? Or
You could do that as we go to the break.
So, like I said, part 1 is available online at petersagniafilmsbv.com. And then if you click on films to purchase, it will direct you to the, part 1. And then there's other films that we've done over the years that's available. Part 2, like I mentioned, we are trying to get it out to the regions a little bit more because we did a run 2 weeks ago for a weekend. We want to be able to build up in those other regions and kind of make a presence there. But if we're here on St. Maarten, like I said, if you have a company or a business and you want your staff to get a screening, you can contact us and we'll be happy to talk to Caribbean cinemas, depending on the amount of people, of course it is. I'm sure they'd be happy to accommodate and we can do another weekend, maybe another weekend run or something like that.
Okay. Well, for those of you who would like to write down this website where you can get more information and the possibility of being able to look, maybe not a part 2 is not available yet, right?
No, part 2 is not available to watch online yet,
but part 1 is.
Part 1 is, yes, sir.
And
Yes.
it's always good to catch up so that
Yeah, exactly.
you would appreciate part 2
correct.
when you get
Correct.
there.
Absolutely.
Just write down Peter, Peter
SAG.
SAG.
Yeah.
SAG. Let me get that right. SAGNA.
NIA.
And you know what? I wrote it for me to be able to not to chew up your name, you know.
PETERSAGNIA
VV
Films BV.
Films.
Yeah.
FILMS.
MSBV.com. Sorry, it's a long name. I'm going to shorten that one day soon.
No,
but it's
you
Peter
can't.
Sagnia Films
It's too far gone.
BV.com. Yeah.
I'll give you that again, folks, so that you'll be able to at least
Yeah.
online see part 1 and brace yourself for the possibility of maybe somewhere down the road you might be able to see part 2. I'm so sorry that I had to get Peter in here at this time when the last show was last Sunday. But you will hear people talk about it because according to him, he is so grateful for the attendance and that folks were able to come and see. And this is on the big screen, guys. Yeah. So let me take a break, and when we come back, we'll continue to feed you with more information and also to highlight and to bring some awareness to some of the issues that we are going through in life that can be handled by way of counseling. So don't be afraid of it. We'll be right back, folks. All right, welcome back, folks, to the program. I'm here with Peter Sagnia, who is here with me to talk a little bit about the production, The Wonderful Counselor Part 2. Although it's no longer showing in the theaters, there's still a possibility, according to him. So those of you who would like to reach out to him, I'm sure that he would like to probably give some information other than the website. And I think you should still make sure, for those persons who may not have had the chance to write it down and might be grabbing a pen, let's give them that website again so that they can not only view but browse and see what's there. And if they need to get in touch with you, I'm sure that information is there as well.
Absolutely. Actually, want me to do that?
Yes, you can do that.
So the website is, again, www.petersagniafilmsbv.com. I'm going to spell it. So that's P for Peter, E for Echo, T for Tom, E for Echo, R for Roger, S for Sierra, A for Alpha, G for Golf, N for November, I for India, A for Alpha, Films, FILMS, BV.com. And then you'll have a whole host of information.
Once you type that in your browser,
you're browsing,
it comes right up.
Check on films for purchase, and then it will show you The Wonderful Counselor.
And let me also let you know that you'll be able to see on that website at least not segment 1, but Wonderful Counselor Part 1.
Yes.
And then Part 2, if you're interested, then you can reach out to him, and he'll be more than happy to maybe accompany one to arrange for 15, 20 persons, as the case may be, to come and see this film. And again, because it's dealing with certain things that for us is taboo, maybe this is a good reason to help people to organize their mind and help them to manage their mental health issues that they might be going through, some of which is so very insignificant at times, just a little thing. But it bothers you. And if you are getting the right type of counseling and getting to some help to organize yourself, man, it's a world of difference. So you're saying that also there could be a possibility of Part 3.
Yeah, well, there will be Part 3 because I think I mentioned to you that it was left on a cliffhanger on Part 2. So people get mad at me every time. Listen. The funniest, the most fulfilling part for me, Wendell, is at the end, because we videotape it sometimes as well. The reaction of the crowd at the very end when they see the screen go blank.
It's finished.
And they say to be continued. Oh man, it was like. I love that.
They were anticipating.
I love that.
Looking for more.
So.
And the issue of is there any way that you can provide a little bit of a challenge to people when it comes to having challenges and
what, mental health challenges?
Mental health challenges.
Okay, right. Yeah, I mean, like I mentioned earlier, that first of all, there's a mental health foundation here on the island. So they.
Don't carry it that far. We're not talking about the extreme.
Oh, you're talking about like
Little things like, okay, you said Jesus Christ is the main counselor.
Yeah, the title
Dealing with
derived from that,
dealing with spiritual issues.
Yeah, for sure.
Sometimes it's just a little thing.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
You're talking about mental health foundation. Let's don't go that far.
Right. Yeah, you're talking about just general. Right. Well, like I said, putting the Lord for me has always been priority, and just the Word of God and getting counsel from the Word has always been, because I like reading Proverbs. Proverbs for me is that's like my go-to book, because it just gives you the wisdom of life. Yeah, I don't know if the story with Solomon, when Solomon was asking God God asked him, "What do you want to lead the people?" He said,
Wisdom.
"I want wisdom,
knowledge
to lead the people, and understanding, not money, not because you can have money, man. There's so many people with wealth and they're just miserable."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's that unfulfilledness in their lives, and
but that produced money,
What's that?
Wisdom.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what he got. That's why Solomon became because he didn't ask for God for money. He asked for the wisdom, and then God just added that.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? And so that's my daily, God, just give me wisdom how to deal with this situation.
Speaking of Proverbs, I might remind those folks who don't know, that Proverbs have 31 chapters.
31 chapters, yeah.
You could take one a day.
Right.
And by the end of the month,
the
wisdom that you can gain from just exposing yourself to those wise counsel.
And even deeper is Ecclesiastes. That's actually my... Listen, I read Ecclesiastes more than I do Proverbs, because that is just... When you're talking about... It's like it just blows my mind. Even this morning, my wife was saying, "Man, the wisdom of God in this is just mind blowing." And and it's not up there in the heavens. The wisdom is right here that you can apply to your own life.
Aren't you happy that He made it possible to have that personal way of providing the information you need about Him?
Yes.
Because when you look at life, it's almost like it's non-existent. Right. But of course, with all that is happening around it and how everything is held together, and the mountains and the oceans you know that there have to be a creator.
Of course.
But the personal part of it is where He actually... the miracle of bringing all these books together, which all are connected.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
And in it, you can find solace and communion with your Creator.
Absolutely. Love that.
Yeah, I happen to like Ecclesiastes as well.
Yeah, that's my book, man.
Yeah.
That is my book.
Take some time and read it, folks.
Yeah.
So your next project is how far away, would you say?
Well, I would say part 3 should be ready February of next year. Most of it has been filmed already. We just got some minor things to do.
Okay.
We screened part 2 after Carnival, which the reason why I did that is because I didn't want to clash with that. Do you know what I mean? In terms of everybody's mind is on that at that point, most people anyway. So, but I think I want to do it before Carnival next year. Because we did it last year when we did the first one, we did it in February on Valentine's Day, and then it just grew and ran for about 5 weekends. It was just, phenomenal in terms of the response. So yeah, maybe part 3. We're also working on another project called the Fab Four and the Silent Retreat, which is about 4 middle-aged women who are going through their midlife crisis, and they go on a retreat. It's a comedy. And so we're thinking of doing that. Actually, it was in Nevis. We might actually go do some parts of the filming, but most of it we're going to do here in St.Maarten as well. So we want to do something. Maybe I was thinking of releasing that before part 3 of The Counselor, just to kind of break it up a little bit. But we're just still kind of playing around.
This is something that you have devoted yourself to continue doing.
Yeah, I was talking to my wife about this actually, because I actually run a production company. So we do commercials for companies, which obviously pays the bills for us. These films are like passion projects. Do you know what I mean? Because if anybody knows how films and independent filmmaking is, it's not a heavy money making thing, and you have to rely on partners and different, members of the community to help.
Yeah.
Like last year when we did it, everybody had to work for free, basically, the first one.
Yeah.
The actors, the film crew. But they caught on the vision, they bought into the vision, and when I told them last year, I said, guys, thank you for doing this, but next year, I need to be able to pay you, even if it's a stipend, something for your time.
Yeah.
Thank God we were able to do that. And thank you, WIB Bank and Telem, who's one of our partners, Windward Island Bank, Culture Funds, Wendell, they're the ones who really helped us in the post-production aspect. That really helped to be able to give the actors a little stipend. It wasn't a vast amount of money, but it's at least a thank you.
Yes.
For for their time, and I believe they were grateful. I hope they were. And so that's my desire, is to make sure that they're compensated for their work. The film crew were paid, and I'm really happy and giving God thanks for that, to be able to do that.
Talk a little bit about the talent, because you're using local.
Yeah. 100%.
Cast is local.
100% local. This film is 100%. I always make a joke about it. I said, this film is 100% local, except me, because I wasn't born in St.Maarten. So it's 100% St.Maarten film. The actors, the crew members, it was edited here, it was produced here. It's 100%. We didn't fly anybody in. We didn't fly a camera operator in. We didn't fly a director in. Everybody was all from here. And I think that's what makes it a little unique. There's other films that have been produced on St.Maarten, but they've had international, and there's nothing wrong with that. I celebrate that, and I would do that if I had the means to do that. But but our actors are Edsel Monzon. He's a local gentleman who runs Healthy Eats, and he's a gym instructor at Bel Air. Janice Diaz, she works for CC1, who plays his wife. Everybody knows Rita Gums, I believe. She used to be in plays with Ian Valtz back in the days, and Clarice Glasgow, Ernica Van Putten. Oh Lord, I hope I'm sure I've forgotten names, but 100% local.
And you're very much satisfied with the performance.
Yeah, I think, like I said, Wendell, I think I see life as a marathon and not a sprint, right? And so you see where, like I use Ernica Van Putten. When I first started working with her, you could see the greenness in her acting abilities and stuff like that. And I would tell her, hey, go watch this video about Michael Caine. He was a British actor. He shows you how to act for screen, and you could see the growth in all of it.
As a result
of it. Yeah, I can definitely see. And even people who've watched the film overseas have seen, wow, I like that actress, I like that actor. So that makes me happy and proud to say, wow, I could see they're growing and coming to it. And of course, working with a veteran like Rita Gums as well, she's able to share, and Shama Flirton is also in the film as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
These are people who can shift from whatever stage and make it look just like it's nothing.
Yeah. They come rehearsed. I like to, we try to be as professional as possible. So we have our rehearsals. We don't come on set trying to figure it out.
Okay.
We know exactly what we're doing, so we don't waste time, because time is money in this industry. So
I was just gonna ask if it when you have these seasoned actors, if it limits the take. How many takes?
No. Like I said, me as a director, I like to practice ahead of time. So we go to the studio, we block everything. Okay, you need to sit here when you say that line. You need to drink that at that point. So everybody knows what they're doing on that day of the shoot. Because remember, it takes hours to film one scene, because we have to shoot one angle, cut, do another close up, then do the reverse, do a wide master shot. So you're talking about,
and then you edit the whole package.
And then you edit it all together. So it's like 8 to 10 takes on one scene.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that could take 4 hours for just a 30-second scene. So, yeah.
It's an interesting career, though.
Yeah.
To be able to put things to film, and people can sit down and watch, and not only be entertained, but also be informed.
Informed, yeah.
And,
I mean, I'm just grateful for where it's going, the trajectory, in the sense of, it's creating a value, and I think even businesses are seeing the value because a business can put product placement. This is nothing new in film, you know.
Yes.
It's like you could have your phone ring, and it's like Telem's ringing. You know, you saw a shot of Telem or whatever. And I've had people come up even afterwards because we had a scene where we used Jai's restaurant in Simpson Bay for one of the scenes, and I had a couple of business people come up to, hey, how do I get my thing in the film? I'd like to, because they see people are seeing, they
want to get their commercial.
They want to get their thing in there, you know. So there's definitely. Like I said, Windward Island Bank, who saw us last year, and they supported us and partnered with it. I don't like to use the word sponsorship. I use partnership because you know, there's a give and take. It's a reciprocating. You know, you get something out of it, we get something out of it that helps us put the production on. You get your branding in the film, so they're getting something out of it. You know what I mean? Exposure, whatever it is. So I never use the word sponsorship because sponsor to me just indicates that somebody's giving you money and that's the end of the matter. It's a transaction that's taking place.
And they also have to see the value to want to be a part of it as well.
Value, yeah, absolutely.
So as far as films is concerned, not everyone likes to watch a film. But yeah, you said people can read. Yeah, different type of medium.
Yeah.
But for film, what do you say to someone who may not think that is necessary or important? How can they...
Well, that's a great... sorry, I didn't even let you finish the question. Go ahead, sorry.
How can they be... how can you help them become interested then in at least...
The thing is, it's a film. It's an I would say years ago when I was coming up, when we used to go to the movie theater, it was to just be like an escape. I remember when I used to go to college and when I would finish my class, I would go to the movie theater and you're in this dark room for 2 hours just engaged in a movie. Nothing heavy, nothing not teaching me. It's just an escape. I'm watching this movie, whatever it is, right? And that's all it is. It's intent. There's comedy in it. There's a whole bunch. It's nothing heavy that you kind of. It's not a preaching film. It's not any type of ramming anything down your throat. It's an enjoyable film to see our local actors perform and play the characters. We love that stuff. I used to watch Oliver Samuel's plays in London. He used to come over, packed houses. He was here the other day actually, Oliver Samuel's, and we used to watch stage plays, and it's just an escape for me to enjoy watching somebody else's world, and you may see yourself in that because I can relate to that character. That's what makes it even more enjoyable.
You can relate to the character.
Yeah. He's saying something I would say.
Yeah.
Oh, she's thinking how I would think, and it's like our people.
Is there opportunity for learning as well?
As in the film?
Yeah.
I think so. I think so, definitely. But it's not forced. It's presented.
You've been entertained in a way that
it's very
can
subtle.
be informative as well as give a little giggle.
Exactly.
Let me tell you a story about my daughter. She, I remember, sometimes she likes movies.
Okay.
And she would watch a movie, and then she can tell you all about these movies.
Yeah.
I'm nowhere near that. So you could even. I only remember parts of a movie that I saw when I saw it again the second time.
Correct.
Oh,
yes.
The scene remind me of having seen it before.
Yeah.
That's the most. And there's those persons who know the star, movie star,
I know.
everything about
my daughter's the same way.
And my daughter would, very early, like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, I'm hearing her in her room laughing.
Wow.
She's on her laptop watching movies.
Watching the movie.
and it's like, if that's your thing, hey.
Yeah. It's still one of the most, like I said, Netflix is obviously one of the biggest things because people, whether you, again, laptop, phone, big screen TV, you're watching basically a play, a stage play in real life, in scenes or whatever not. And people relate, they connect with characters.
Yeah.
We can, even like I say, we read the Bible, you connect with characters. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm going through that. I know what she's going through.
Yeah.
I know what he's going through. And I think they can relate to that. One of the things for me as a director as well, Wendell, is growing up, one of the biggest influence shows of my life was The Cosby Show. And the reason why I love The Cosby Show, it showed a completely different dynamic of our
family
culture,
life.
Family life, which we never used to see.
Yeah.
It was a structured, well-structured family. They weren't dysfunctional. They weren't drug addicts. They weren't shooting people in the streets. Is what they, because remember in the 70s, 80s, that's how we were depicted like.
Yeah.
You know. And one of the things that changed was, oh my gosh, he's a black doctor. She's a black lawyer.
Yeah.
That's even. And then there was a show, the spin-off show called The Different World, where they had these kids going to college, and that encouraged me to go to college. So it was a show that did that for me, that changed my trajectory.
Remember while I was going to University of Florida, Cosby Show was at the time the big show.
The biggest
I mean,
show.
everyone gathered at about prime time to be able to watch the show.
And he was a fantastic actor, fantastic producer. And it, again, for me, it was just watching real life situations within a family. They had their issues. They had the issues with Rudy and the other children. But the way they handle it in a comedy, because it was a comedy.
Yeah.
But just seeing that just changed my whole perspective.
Yeah.
And I believe changed my trajectory. A show did that. You know what I mean? So.
Anyway, Peter,
Yes, sir.
I sure do appreciate having this conversation.
Thank you
with
for
you.
having
The
me.
only
I appreciate
sad thing is that I can't promise which I'm so into every day that I sit here
Yeah.
to let my audience know where they can benefit or see from or whatever.
Yeah.
The movie is, I mean, actually it ended last weekend.
On Sunday was, but you know what,
Last
Wendell?
show.
They said that 2 weeks ago. It was supposed to be the last,
And then you gotta
they
call the
extended
other-
it,
and you
then
had to go more.
extended it. Yeah,
Yeah.
so they've been doing that because, well, of course, Caribbean cinemas are looking at the numbers. That's all they care about.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, that's
So if they see the seating and the people coming, then hey, can we run it again?
Yeah.
So, we'll see.
Yeah, you can never tell.
You never
So
know.
don't lose hope, folks. You still have an opportunity
Yeah.
one day to see Wonderful Counselor
Part 2.
Part 2.
Yes, sir.
And of course, we can also look forward to possibly a Part 3.
Yes.
And I'm jumping ahead of myself here because I can't step in Peter's way. Say that he's going to do Part 3. But you also, it's a good thing if you have not yet seen Part 1.
Yeah.
Please go to his website, which is Peter Sagnia Film FILM
Films.
Films
Yeah.
FILMS BV.com.
Yes.
Go there, browse the page, and you can look at Wonderful Counselor Part 1. By the way, I think you have done an excellent job of making sure that people are aware that the play is being shown at the theater,
Yeah.
with the exception of not coming here.
Sorry. Apologies to Windows viewers. I would say viewers, listeners. I'm sorry. That's my fault.
Well, I just like to make sure, and I know I have a lot of listeners who
Yeah.
have preferences
Yes.
when it comes to what they would want to hear,
Yes, sir.
which often is, if it's not politics, is whatever is trending.
Yes. Yes.
But at the same time, I want them to know that life has so many different angles to it.
right. Right.
And socially speaking, this is something that can be a life changer for a lot of people.
yes.
If
sir.
you are willing to just follow the idea of going and see a film that may help you to be aware of certain things that you might be going through in life, and you can get it addressed.
Yeah.
And not just this film, folks, others.
Yeah.
I had some folks here just yesterday, I believe, who is going to have a stage play
Yes. Oh,
at
right. I heard about
the cultural center here in Phillipsburg. So all of these things,
Yeah.
they are message oriented. They are things that not only entertain you, but can be so informative that it can help change your life.
Amen.
And so I try to make it well rounded
Good.
when it comes to the information that I
That's
provide.
great. That is
So thank you, Peter, for
Thank
the
you,
time
sir.
spent and the fact that you were able to share some of the information in the play, Wonderful
sir.
Counselor. Next time you're showing it,
Yes.
and this is from my heart to you,
Yes, sir.
please inform me
I have your number now. I will definitely do
so that I can go
Yes.
and see it.
You will have a special invite.
I'll
sir.
go to the webpage and I'll devote some time and listen to part 1,
Appreciate that. Thank you.
and then when you are doing
Thank
part
you
2
so
again,
much. Thank you.
I'd love to be able to attend
Thank you.
if I
thank you,
can.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll make sure you get there. We'll make sure.
All right, folks,
Thank
that's it for today, Wednesday. Please be reminded that I'm back again this afternoon at 5. I'm invite you to join me then. Sometimes people like to know. I like the idea of keeping it in suspense. Don't give you an idea. But Mr. Joshua would be with me this afternoon. And the 15th of the month was designated as Seniors Protection of Seniors. And he has quite some information to pass on. So he will be joining me this afternoon at 5. In the meantime, you take care of yourself. Hope you had a good lunch. We'll see you tomorrow, God's willing. You take care. Goodbye.
This